Good evening, everybody. I'm Tommy Scoville. You're on the lifeboat. What's happening? Dirty Mouse, how are you? Rolling Stone, Mara, good to see you. Ben, bang on the drum turner. Keeping me guessing. Monlo, Cheshire Cat. Ben by any other name would be just as sweet, I promise you. Charlie Murphy, Between the Cracks. Kay Taylor, looking lovely. Gene Strong, Meredith. Brandon, good to see you. Mischief Managed, Diane. Lisa from Jersey. See this? See this? Azurwin, Body Illusion, Evie, Bliss and Zoe, Virginia, Michelle White, Saguaro Christmas. We're a little late for Christmas, but we're still cool. What up, Flicks? Iced Autumn, Hannah the Blind Kitty, good to see you. There's a joke in there somewhere, but I'm not going to make it. Karen Stein, good to see you. Queen of Awkwardness, glad you're here. Chrissy, just me being me. Cat Butterfly, I think we got everybody. Miss Dragon, there you are. I think we got everybody. If that's not everybody, well, it should be. Let's fire this thing up. So, tell you how it went today, people. Every once in a while, every once in a while, you get one of those days where you don't feel like you're firing on all your cylinders. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are days you just feel like maybe 7 of the 8, right? If you got a V8, they're not firing exactly where they're at. And I'm sitting down, I'm trying to come up with a night show, and it's just, I feel like I'm tripping over my own brain, and nothing's coming out, and I'm starting to feel less than intelligent, less than organized, less than everything. So I thought to myself, I'll just tell a story. I haven't done story time in a long time, and we're gonna have a little fun with it. Figured we would knock a couple of birds out with one rock, and I'll tell you what one of them is. Right, one of them is this. For whatever reason, you cannot seem to tell the difference between jail and prison. These are two terms that people use interchangeably. And quite simply put, they're not interchangeable. Okay? When you get busted and you get sent to jail when you are waiting trial, that is the county jail, right? That is where you are going to do your time. Until you are either found guilty, at which case you're going to get shipped out of there, or you're going to be found not guilty, and they're going to have to let you walk out of there, right? But those are the only two options. Capiche? Okay, that's going to jail. And you hear people say all the time, yeah, Danny Masterson screwed up, and now the dude went to jail. No, he went to prison, and it is a very, very different thing. And the reason the distinction is important is because you're not getting out of prison. County jail is going to be one of those things that you're going to do 364 days, right? If you're going to do more than that, you're going to be doing it at the prison. Hold one moment, people. We're going to get through this, I promise. So look, once you get through the sentencing part, right? Because when you're in the county jail and you change your plea to guilty, they're going to do a PSI, a pre-sentence investigation. They're going to look into your background, right? They're going to check every girl you ever dated. They're going to go back to the high school. They're going to go back to college. They are literally going to ask every single person you know, hey, man, what was Tommy like growing up? Tell me about him. Was he a good dude? Well, we only dated 2 or 3 times. Excellent. Tell me about the 2 or 3 times. Right? Did he ever do anything stupid? They are going to crawl through your past. That's your PSI. Now, you go to court, you get sentenced, right? Now you're going to get shipped from there to prison. And you're going to go first to a place that they call the fish tank, right? This is where you show up. you come in, and then we figure out exactly what's up with you, right? We figure out whether or not you're a weirdo or a good person, whether or not you can do time, whether you can hang out with another inmate, or whether another inmate is going to want to cut your throat. All those designations get done during the fish tank. Capiche? Okay. When I caught my Fed sentence, first time I went to the feds, it was for bank robbery. And I distinctly remember my phone was supposed to be turned off first thing in the morning. That's how you know, right? That's how you know you're getting shipped. You go over, you pick your phone up, you try to dial your wife, your girlfriend, whatever, and it says, this number has been disconnected, right? That means, you're on your way. I'm on the phone. I got my feet up on a chair. I'm talking to my soon-to-be wife. We're having a good conversation, and the guy comes walking up and says, "Hey, man, you're out of here." I said, "Out of here where?" He's like, "You're going to prison." But I remember you talk about just thinking the craziest thoughts, right? So they put me into this beautiful, I'm talking about beautiful, airport transport van. That's the only thing you could call it. It was like a party bus. This thing held about 8 people really comfortably, right? I mean, these things had big armrests like this. Granted, we were still handcuffed, but we got in there and the guy said, "Hey, are there any films you guys would like to see?" Starts going through a list of all of the different films that were available. The fellas chose Step Brothers as the film that we were going to watch. And I thought to myself, wow, man, this is a whole lot different than the state, right? Everything they said about the feds is the truth. I'm sitting back like this, right? I got my legs up. One of the guys goes, "Hey, man, when do we get our little bag lunch?" And the guy goes, "Oh, no, we don't do bag lunches. Would you guys prefer McDonald's or Burger King?" I'm not kidding, folks. Would you prefer McDonald's or Burger King? And I was so dumbfounded that I didn't even vote. The rest of the fellas yelled Burger King. And they took this van to Burger King and they hopped out, got everybody's orders, went in, got the stuff. I'm in this pimpy van with big flat screen TVs, showing Step Brothers, and eating a Whopper my way. And I thought, you know what? The BOP, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, smooth sailing. Yeah, man, this is Club Fed. I am going to love this. No. The company that they hire to get you from the county jail, right, to the intake center has absolutely nothing to do with the Bureau of Prisons. Nothing, right? It is a private corporation, and it has zero to do with the BOP. So when I got there, I went strolling in thinking, "Hey, man, where's the television set at?" And I'd like some bacon. Pretty big fan of bacon. You guys get me some bacon. How you fix for bagels, right? Oh, and we didn't finish watching Step Brothers. Chop chop. Could you get Step Brothers up there on that? On that DVD player? That might be nice. Instead, they handcuffed us to a bench, much like they did to Aaron the other day, because that is kind of what they do. Especially, look, Aaron was innocent, right? Until proven guilty, that cat's innocent. He's a citizen. I was not. But they handcuffed me to that bench, and we were there. I'm talking about through the night into the next morning. It was really to go from that beautiful van ride where I thought, ooh, wee, this place is awesome. No. From there, it was all downhill, people. It got uglier and uglier and uglier and uglier. The federal prison system has a way of breaking you. It really does. It has a way of breaking you. Hi, friends. If I could ask for good thoughts and prayers, I would appreciate it. It's been a tough week for me. Thanks, Cruz. This is my friend Sarah from Boston. And of course, we would be more than happy to send all the positive thoughts we possibly can your way. Sarah, you know what? We all have those weeks, man, don't we? We all have those weeks. It's been a rough couple days. Some days they're good, some days they're bad, right? And some days it rains. Some days you win, some days you lose, and some days you get a rain out. Hi, friends. You know what? That is not the question that I thought I was picking up. There was a prison question there. There we go. Question. How do you know the difference between a privatized prison and a government-owned prison? Well, it's pretty obvious pretty quick. And the way you're going to figure that out is this. When you walk through the front door, everybody wears a uniform. That uniform is going to say on it one of a couple of things, right? If they're a federal inmate, it's going to say Department of Corrections, right? DOC, or Department of Justice, DOJ. Those are the only two things that it could say. If it's a privately held prison, you're going to see something like CCA, Corrections Corps of America, or something similar. It's going to be a three-letter thing, so it sounds like it's been around a long time, but it's going to sound a lot like CCA, right? And there are not a lot of them. They really are, especially at the federal level. They're getting rid of them because they catch a lot of bad ink. You know what I mean? When you got people writing laws that put people into prisons owned by friends of yours, that starts stinking, right? That's smelling bad. And by the way, if we need to get ready for a war, don't trip, because I know how to make, the shirts for war, and pay me 20 cents an hour. I'm ready to roll. I'll work around the clock for 20 cents an hour, people. It might be a little harder to get me to it today. Feel me? But back then I was do it. Come on, man. There's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with this at all. And you shouldn't have to hate to admit it. For real, man. This happens to every damn one of us, right? I hate to admit this, but I'm totally overwhelmed by nothing in a weirdly literal way. Definitely makes me feel so damn weak. Thought I got over my issues like this decades ago. This happens all the time, brother. This does not make you weak. If you didn't say something here, that would be a sign that maybe you're not stepping up to the plate. Maybe you're taking this thing a little weak. But to come here and say this, right? To come here and admit, first of all, you're a guy. And boy, do we like admitting that we, that anything isn't going well for us, right? Or we're overwhelmed. Yeah, that's macho. We dig that. Yeah. You should be proud of yourself. Now, here's the deal. It's the same rules, right? Tommy, the same rules. You start feeling squirrely, get the hell out of the environment you're in, right? Change the scenery, get 4 new walls, smell different stuff, look at different stuff, taste different stuff, right? Bombard your senses with different things. And get that baby going, right? You don't have to get it going like a freight train, but when you get your heart moving and things start, a little bit of exercise, man. Walk 20 minutes. Watch how all of these things start to change your day. Structure your day in such a way that every damn thing you do is a proclamation of success. Hey, what'd you do this morning? I got up and I made my bed. Why? Because that was the first thing I could do that I could say. That was the goal and I'm successful, right? Knock the teeth out, set that goal. I was successful. After I was done doing the breakfast thing, bagels, butter, whatever, clean the hell out of that kitchen because I wasn't going to come home to it being dirty. No, that was part of the goal. You know what happens when you set goals and you achieve them, and you set goals and you achieve them, and you set goals and you achieve them? Guess what? It becomes a friggin' habit. We become accustomed to setting goals and achieving them. One of the problems we have is that for our entire lives, we have failed at everything we've tried to do. So if this is the brass ring and we're going by and it's easy as hell, man, all you got to do is reach out and grab it. We think to ourselves, then what? Then what? Holy hell, I've never been successful. What happens if I get that brass ring? Then what? I mean, hell, at least I understand failure, man. Right? Failure's safe. I get failure. I get failure. I can sit around and bitch all day long about how the system is rigged, right? I can complain with my friends. I can load it on the weekends. But boy, oh boy, when you start moving from there into a new realm, guess what's going to happen? Dopamine's going to start kicking in a real big way. Why? Because it's novel, right? Success is novel. It's not something we're used to. So the dopamine starts kicking in, right? And that gets the striatum literally doing what? The striatum works in tandem with dopamine to go, hey, this is important, right? This is important. We need to remember exactly what this feels like. This is why we don't step off curbs and have a bus go, and right? Because the first time that almost happened, the dopamine and the striatum went, woo-hoo, hear that noise again, we're backing up. Doesn't have to do that twice, right? Well, the same thing starts happening in smaller doses when you're setting goals and you're knocking them out, and you're setting goals and you're knocking them out. A little bit more dopamine, striatum goes, oh. Page 3, Tommy's going to set goals and actually knock those goals out, right? He's going to cross that crap off the list. Crazy. You can get addicted to that, people. I promise you can. I started talking about this yesterday. Automatic positive thoughts. Can you imagine? You're sitting there on the couch doing absolutely nothing, and you get this thought in your head like, you know what, dude? You're killing it. You're ahead of where you thought you were going to be. I guarantee you're going to have that silver play button by Christmas, man. Guarantee you're going to have that thing on the wall by Christmas. I'm going, what am I doing? I mean, honestly, what am I doing? Because automatic, positive thoughts are awesome, but they can still keep me on the couch. I want to get up and get back to work. Feel me? But I promise you, it takes mad huevos to come here and say what you did, right? It really does. It takes guts. And you know what? I applaud guts. I will tip my hat to guts. There's not enough of it left in this world, man. Right? By the way, that's not a guy thing. That's a guy thing, a gal thing. It's a drug addict thing, right? Drug addicts, in order to get sober, require a huge set of you-know-what. Doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman, you still need that set. Feel me? Question. You got me fired up to get organized the other day. How do you deal with the guilt that comes when you're dealing with fibromyalgia and your body some days will just not allow you to do it? There are days you can't do. There are days where, we're going to be sidelined. And that's every single person who fights pain. There are going to be days where you are going to lay down. There are going to be days where you just cannot get back up. What you have to get good at is figuring out which of those days are caused by pain, right, from the mechanism, and which of those days is caused by pain because your brain has started to figure out that if something's really starting to piss me off at work, and if Karen over in accounting is doing this, or this, then I'll start pushing those pain buttons, right? I push those pain buttons enough, and maybe, just maybe, that person won't go to work. You understand? It's a fine line, especially if you spent a long time addicted to drugs. First thing that hits with me is my hands. They'll get this big. If you've never gone over to Tommy Scoville on Instagram, go over and look at the photos, the size of my hands, how huge my hands would get. And you know what? You can call in sick. There's nothing wrong with that. I personally couldn't call in sick. To me, that meant something that it didn't mean to other people. I had been calling in sick every day of my life. I had been phoning it in. You say you can't call in sick every day, Tommy. You get fired. Oh, no. I showed up some days. There were days I was there, right? I just called in sick. I phoned it in. I wasn't putting any effort in. And you know what, people? Even when I was damn good at what I was doing, right? I mean, damn good at what I was doing. There were times where I was working in cutthroat telemarketing rooms, right? Where you can make $5,000, $6,000 on a sale on one phone call. And it's a two-part sale. Somebody sets it, another guy closes it. But with both sides, about an hour, right? From start to finish. And I would get in there on Monday. And by Wednesday, I would have made enough money where instead of saying, you know what, I'm just going to keep doing this and see how much I can make before the weekend, because it was a sliding scale. The more money you made, the higher the percentage on everything else. Nah, by Wednesday, I'd say to my boss, I'm done for the week. We'll see you next Monday. How short-sighted, right? Well, you got to understand, the money didn't mean anything to me. That was just pictures of presidents. The only damn thing I could do with money is trade it for dope, right? And I now had enough to trade for enough dope to get me through to Monday. Why the hell would I want to continue to work? Like that didn't make any sense, right? Didn't make any sense at all. Just plain stupid. So I didn't do it. Yeah, and you know what the crazy thing is? You would think a boss would fire you, but if you're putting up good numbers, they'd say, "Yeah, the guy's a junkie." Seriously, they didn't care. They honestly didn't care. I was going to make enough money for them. Even in the time that I was there, I was going to make enough money for them. It's that kind of business. It's disgusting and it's cutthroat. And unfortunately, it breeds people like me. Sadly, a lot of people with drug habits end up in that line of work. Broken. Bummer. Huh. It's absolutely a bummer. Do 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 do. Yeah, you know what, Tony? We do all have bad days. Here's the thing, people. If anybody told you this was going to be easy, they BS'd you, right? Anytime people say to you, life is going to be easy or this is going to be easy or whatever, man, hold on to your checkbook, right? Because they want money from you. This is not going to be easy. Not in any way, freaking shape or form is this going to be easy, right? It's just going to be worth it. That's all I'm promising, right? That it's going to be worth it. Not for a hot second am I promising that it's going to be easy. And what in God's name that's easy is worth a fart anyway, man. You got to fight. No, I have never overdosed in my life, Layla, believe it or not. And I have tried. I have tried viciously. You would not believe how hard I have tried. But I was one of those people who simply could not overdose. I tried. I didn't want to be on this planet. At one point, I bought over 3.5 grams and tried to take myself out, but I have never once overdosed. Never gone out like that. It's just oddly enough, that never happened. Hold on one second. The Green Acres song cracks you up, Shelly. Doc, don't feel stupid. Why would you do that? Never feel stupid around here. Are you kidding? The host of the show went to prison for bank robbery. You think you're going to write something that's going to make you feel stupid? Oh, come on, man. Seriously. Yeah, life isn't. This is really funny, right? Your dad was spot on. Life is not fair, right? Life is not fair. I got news for you. It shouldn't be, right? Honestly, it shouldn't be. If life was fair, who in hell would decide what fair is? Okay? In order for anything to be fair, right? We would have to figure out what in hell fair is, right? Thank you very much, Susan. I appreciate that. I'd like to believe that. I really would, but I would like to believe that. I think, Layla, over a very, very long period of time, I built up a very, very, my tolerance was over a really, really long time. I did in the very beginning. I was so afraid of overdosing in the beginning, right? Because it was one of those things you just heard people talk about. So in the beginning, I was so damn afraid of it. I was snorting, and it would be, these little key bumps, and of course, like everything else, the key bumps get bigger and bigger and bigger, and pretty soon you're doing lines. But every time I bought it, I would still test, the little key bump. And once, right around the time I started using the needle, then it got pretty ugly. Even though I had a really tough day Saturday, I made myself go to the YouTube channel and actually felt a little better. You know what? This is because it's not necessarily, certainly not me or anything else. You know what it is? Think about it. It's exactly what I've just been telling you. You have set a goal, right? That you are going to come and you're going to do this. This is now a part of your routine. You have made this a part of what it is you do. So for a couple of hours a day, you concentrate on being a better person, right? And maybe helping people around you also be better people. That's kind of a cool concept. You do that for a minute, and then you find yourself going, "Oh, you know what? It doesn't feel right, man. I need to go and do that." And when it's over, you think, "You know what? I kind of feel a little better." Yeah, that's a brain chemical, right? That is a chemical in your brain going, boom, here you go, have some. Feels good, doesn't it? Take a little. Take a little. Right? All those chemicals are in your brain. You do heroin, the key goes into the MU receptor and it flips the switch and that chemical gets released out. But the chemicals are already in us, people. You can learn to control those chemicals. I want you to do me a favor, all right? And I'm not going to tell anybody. I promise I'm not going to tell anybody. We're going to keep this right here on the boat. Raise your hand if you've had sex. Go ahead. Raise your hand. I'm not going to, I swear to you, I'm telling nobody. Okay, the vast majority of you. Everybody finds that activity to be a hell of a lot of fun. There is a lot of brain chemical that gets flooded out, not just when it's happening, but beforehand and afterwards, sometimes 2 and 3 weeks beforehand, sometimes 2 and 3 months afterwards. Right? Does that mean that cheapens it somehow? Absolutely not. Love is brain chemicals, beautiful brain chemicals. The fact that love is, a series of chemicals in the brain doesn't make it any less magical. In fact, I think it makes it more magical. Right? I've done a lot of dope. No matter how much you mix any one of them, you're really never going to create that feeling of love, can you? I mean, X is fun, make you, get touchy-feely, whatever. But no, real love, nope, they've never made that drug. Wow, Miss Ivy. How cool does this sound? Thank you, Lifeboat crew. Week off opioids for pain management. Slave to the meds for 20 years. Called Quick MD, and within 3 hours, my new life started. Love the Lifeboat crew. How about that? 3 hours, people. I'm sorry. I love the people at Quick MD. I know that, look, I'm not sponsored by Quick MD. You can go to whatever one you want. I use Quick MD because it was the one that was fastest for me. And I'll tell you something. When I'm trying to help somebody get into medical assisted treatment, I'm sorry, but if you go like this, excuse me, I'm leaving, right? If you go, hey, where's that pen? I'm leaving. It's that important, man. I want it like this, right? I get somebody in there, that window of opportunity, that person wants to quit. Don't fart around, man. Don't tell me a joke. Let's get to it. And Quick MD is pretty damn good that way. Miss Ivy, super, super proud of you. That is awesome. That is awesome. A smile increases your face value. Is that right, Shelley? Shelley, if I've never said hello to you, welcome to the Lifeboat. I lose track. The old gray matter, it ain't what it used to be. You know what I mean? Sadly, it is what it is. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue. Anik, Alexander. Anik's been with the boat a very long time. So is Virginia. Well, you know what, people? We have got a team. The folks that started on the Lifeboat, the folks that showed up when there were 6 people. They're the reason there's a Lifeboat. I promise you. You don't know how many times I said to my other partner at the time, Mark, I swear to God, Mark, if at least 6 people don't show up today, I quit. If at least 6 people don't show up today, I quit. We'd be there with 5, and I'd be like, I'm done. And B would show up. Sorry, minute late. We had a great crew in the beginning that literally kept this thing going. I love all of you. Charlie, Murphy, the whole crew. Good group of people. Good group of people. Hand raised. See, unpredictable Tony. I knew. See, the most of you are fans of the whole sex thing. And oddly enough, right, the chemical thing works for every single one of you. It does, right? It does. So it really shouldn't be a shocker that if there are chemicals out there that are small doses of that love, small doses of that sex, right? Or whatever. And if we can buy them in small doses, right? If we can buy the key that's going to release the pain, or we get the benzodiazepine, or we're going to get the tranquilizer, or we're going to get the delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol. These receptors are all going to do fun things. So we go, oh yeah, right, or yee, right, whatever you're looking for. But the amazing thing is, the best of the best happens in nature. I'm sure some of you have experienced love at first sight, right? Where you see a person and you think, you know what? Literally, I have to meet that person. I want to spend the rest of my life with that person. You make eye contact and you think, no lie. That's it. That's the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. Let me tell you something. The drug that makes you feel like that has not been invented, right? Here's hoping they never invent it. But connection, right? The key is connection. Well, Shelly, that's what happens when you change your avatar. See, you guys change up your avatar on me. Look, I got toe drag. Good guy, always dragging his toes. That is, seriously. I'm not firing. I'm hanging in there though. Truthfully, I'm doing a lot better today than I was yesterday. I feel pretty good. I do. I feel pretty good. Kelly Gerling, good to see you. Well, James, don't forget to hit that like button. I don't say stuff like that enough. I do not turn into cheesy YouTube guy often enough at all. Please hit subscribe, people, and check to see if you're subscribed, because they are bouncing people out all the time. So check on that. And then make sure you hit the bell for notification. And if you hit all, then every time I go live on the Lifeboat, you will get a notification. That's important because I go live often. Blah, 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 blah. What do you think? Boy, I hate doing that. Wow. My husband could burn the house down, but I wouldn't even notice if we had some good, sexy time. Burning down the house. Here's your ticket, pack your bag. Sorry, big fan. Name that band? Talking Heads, anyone? Yes. This is what I'm referring to. Love at first sight. You walk into a room, locked eyes, the room goes quiet. They seem to walk like vampires, no steps, just straight line, never losing eye contact. Yep, that's addicting. Kind of that floating thing, right? Yeah. I promise you, that stuff exists, and it's the most beautiful thing in the world. And unfortunately, we don't really get it very often, do we? To be honest, we don't get it at all. We get screwed out of it. It'd be lovely if we got it like this, right? But we don't. If we're lucky, we get it once or twice in our life. And the irony is, we get it when we're too damn stupid to realize that it's something lovely. We get it when we go, oh, hell, there'll be 70 of these, right? They just keep coming, right? They'll just keep coming. But it exists. And the rest of us walk around for our time on planet Earth trying to see if maybe we can get the right combo of drugs to feel that good, right? To feel that love. Right? To feel like you're getting the hug from that person that just, right? You get that big, all-encompassing, makes you feel like you're safe, right? Like nothing bad could possibly happen. I'm telling you, that drug doesn't exist. It really doesn't. Tampa B just finished my brother's Hulu series. Awesome, says Tampa B, man. Very, very cool. That, of course, she is referring to Super Hot. Very, very cool. There's a reality show, docu-series reality show, which was trending, people. Do you remember? This was trending. I looked and this puppy was in the top 5 on Hulu. I said to myself, holy hell, I wonder how often that happens. You know what I mean? With reality shows. And I found out that it doesn't. So, yeah, we're really excited for that. Very, very fired up. Thank you, Tampa B. Lisa Trimble, thank you so much, Lisa. Super chatted this AM. No, you went far beyond super chatting this AM. But live cut off. Not sure this is relevant, but you can avoid reality. You can avoid the consequences of avoiding reality. Yeah, you know what? I am of the firm belief, right, that our biggest problem is not reality. Our biggest problem is what we make reality into, right? Our biggest problem is what we make reality into. How many times in our life have we built up something? I got to go in and I got to deal with this person. I remember having to fire the first person I ever had to fire. You got any idea how bad that is? First person I ever had to fire. It was awful, man. I looked at my boss and said, for real, dude, why am I doing this? And he said, well, that's why you're making the big money, man. You got to fire. And I brought the person in the room and I went, hey, how you doing? He said, good, what's up? I said, mid-level management. He goes, oh, now you're moving up a little higher than that. He goes, are you calling me in here to fire me? I said, I am, dude. And I'd like to jump out of the friggin' window. I said, I don't want to fire you, man. I said, I swear to God, this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I don't want to friggin' fire you. I know, you got bills, you got to pay this and that. He goes, hey. I was leaving. I said, what? He goes, yeah, I swear to God. He's firing me because my work went to crap. My work went to crap because I've already got another gig picked out. He said I was going to give my 2 weeks today. He said, but if I'm fired, I could just walk out of here and, go to the next gig. I said, wow. He goes, I'm going to slam some stuff and yell a little on the way out the door. I said, knock yourself out, right? Knock yourself out. I have come to the realization, right? I have come to the realization that harmony, when not faked, may be the most beautiful thing on planet Earth. I have come to believe that when two people get along, I no longer give a crap if those two people are beautiful. There was a time in my life where that was really important to me, believe it or not. How beautiful was the person? Not the love or the sense of humor or any of that. It was just, how good looking were they? Pretty damn shallow, right? And then as you progress, you throw in a bunch of other, shallow things. I'm pretty damn happy with where I'm at right now. I get on a daily basis, one of you will write me an email and tell me what about, it'll be something along the lines of, well, you don't like this in women, or you don't like that in women. I don't ever remember saying anything on here about what I dislike in any woman, for real. So it's odd that everybody can, and I think that's all guys, man. I think that's all guys. I'll be really honest with you. I think that is all guys. I don't think you have any idea what guys like. Why do I always pick the comments that you misspell? Because I am so impaired that I probably read it correctly. Lisa Trimble, thank you so much for all of your support. It's unbelievable. It really is. It's humbling. It's unbelievable, Lisa, but I'm so glad that you're here. Hip, 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 hippie chick. Aw. Pebble says, we met 31 years ago in April, married the same year, still together. Blessed is how it feels. I'm lucky. You know what? I've seen this. When people talk about it and, pipe dream stuff and it doesn't exist or whatever, I've seen it. I've watched it happen. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and BS you and tell you that it happens 8 out of 10 times, because I don't think it does. But it happens. Two people really do find each other that make the other better, that the sum of the two parts actually make them both better people. I believe that happens. I'll be honest, if I didn't believe that happened, the sobriety thing would be a whole lot harder. That's the ace in the hole. Sad but true. That is the ace in the hole. Yeah. I love the Talking Heads, and they're touring this year. Do you know that? They are touring this year. Do 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 do. You know what? This is really funny. Be careful who you lock eyes with. You could get arrested for felony stalking. I try not to lock eyes with anybody. I do this number right here. Send me a photo. We'll lock eyes in the photo. That, speaking of which, is a great photo. If you're not seeing that on a big screen, you really need to blow that up. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really, really appreciate you. I'm going to be really careful who I lock eyes with. Although there are some people I'm not worried about, right? There's a couple that I feel like I'm pretty safe locking eyes with, right? And I've been pretty open and honest about that. You know, Tampa B, kind of Tampa B's in the running there. Bruce Osmond says, Tommy, I fell in love with my wife at first sight. Still married 35 years later. Did you finish your story? You know what, bro? Sadly, yeah, my story's finished. But that is a beautiful story. It really is. That is a beautiful story, Bruce. And I can't tell you, I am a hopeless freak romantic. You know that? I am a hopeless romantic. Absolutely, you can, Mary Jones. You can post a link to your channel. And if one of the Blue Wrenches sees that link, perhaps you could do it as well, because it usually looks nicer when it's done by the Blue Wrench squad. There you go. There you go. There you go. And of course you can, man. We're trying to push. What we really are looking for, people, is connection, right? It's all about connection. The opposite of everything bad is connection. So yeah, if that's what your channel is doing, man, we're not doing a whole lot of competition among friends here. If I start doing that, I want you to get really bummed out at me and walk away, because that's just messed up, man. Goes against everything we preach. You know. Tommy, your story will never be over. Your story will be creating ripples centuries from now. I would like to believe that is the truth, right? No pressure, Calhoun. But I would like to believe that story is the truth. This is not going away, and it's very, very cool, honestly, that we are that we'll all look back, people. I promise, at 18,000, and we'll get a giggle. We'll get a giggle at 18 and a half and go, wow, right? It's because do you realize you're never wrong. You're never wrong. You're absolutely never wrong. I promise you that. You're never, never, never wrong. I am of the firm belief. Sorry, hold on 1 second. Question. I wanted to ask permission. Yes. Yeah, Mary Jones, please post your link. That's what I was going to say. I wanted to make sure that actually happened. Thank you, Lisa. And you guess, well, you maybe you came around, but I don't think you were wrong. I love falling in love, says Lenny. Being in love, growing in love. Been blessed many times. Nothing compares. You know what? You're right. Nothing compares with falling in love. It is one of the most beautiful things in the world. It is the kitten of emotions, right? It's perfect and lovely and excellent, and it is definitely going to grow up. Or the puppy. But I'm that guy too. I don't have a problem falling in love. I have a problem trusting down the line. But I love falling in love. I really do. I love falling in love. And I think that a lot of people, especially in the rehab community, they'll tell you, whatever you do, right? Don't do that for the first however many years. I think it's probably a really good idea to make sure that you get yourself in order before you start going out and trying to trauma bond or do anything else, obviously. But the people who say, it is X number of years or it is this number of months or whatever, those people scare the hell out of me. How would you know how long it takes? Right? Honestly, that frightens me. Yeah, I get that too. I really do. The key is to stay with someone who lifts you up. Yeah. Yeah, that would be lovely. Tampa B, I get that too. Tampa B says, I'm done falling. Too much drama at this point. I'm just looking for a friend. Yeah, I get that too. Yeah. Do 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 do. I've had trouble with trust in my past. We all have, but we have all changed. Yeah, well, I'm working on it. How's that? I'm working on it. I think I'm doing all right, all things considering. Really? Let's see. I'm confused. But I'm almost always confused. Calhoun, is it me? It's me, isn't it? Tommy, would you be comfortable telling your story about the first time you fell in love? Whoa, kitty, what are you doing? Squirrel cat, come here. Get up here. Come on, kitty. Come here. You know how cats are when they don't like it when people see them. Yeah, she jumped over the edge of the. She'll be moody for a while. Could I talk about the first time that I fell in love? Yeah, I could. It was love at first sight. It really was. There was a girl walking down a set of stairs in a pair of shorts, and she was carrying a field hockey stick. She was on her way to field hockey practice, and I was on my way to football practice, walking in the same general direction. Now, in the town I grew up in, you knew everybody. There was nobody that you didn't know because it was a very, very small school. However, this person was coming from a tinier town that sort of joins up with us in the higher grades. So I had never seen this person before, and I just absolutely froze in my tracks, and I said to the gentleman next to me, "Who is that?" And he told me the girl's name, and then he said something along the lines of, "But she's not a particularly nice person, and she really hates guys." And I said, "Well, I have no intention of stopping until this girl and I are friends." And I spent a great deal of time trying to become friends with this girl. We went to a prom or two together. Somewhere she's out there, and that's the funny thing with all of those, isn't it? Um, that is the funny thing with all of those, because we all got one, right? We all got that first love, and they're all out there somewhere. And don't you stalk them occasionally? Tell the truth. Don't you stalk them? I stalk mine occasionally. And she's in incredible shape. She's a yoga instructor. She has aged well. Yeah, Johnny got the hiccups from the hellfire sauce. In the entire time I've known my brother, I have never seen him get hiccups. That happens to most mere mortals. That's got to be one hell of a sauce. And he's been eating pods like this nonstop. It's not like he's got his tolerances down. Yeah, that was pretty incredible. It really was. It was pretty incredible. Absolutely stalked to see if he's still in prison. Tampa B, your love is still ended up in prison. Wow. There's a funny joke about that, but I won't drop it here. Yeah. No, and that was, by the way, that was not the only woman. That was just the first one. I believe that was the question. And I'll not be answering the what about the other ones questions. You asked for one, and I'm pretty sure I volunteered for that one. I shan't be telling any others. Yeah. Tommy Bird, good night and God bless. And sleep well, my friend. And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Well, that happens a lot. That happens a lot. Very often, first love tends to be that that caustic kind of a thing. It was not with me, but it does happen often. Okay, Lady J. Okay, Lady J. Lady J says, it's a shame that 40 plus men want 20 and 30-year-old women. I think that is a blanket statement that I think you would find that the vast majority of us, I think, would disagree with you. I mean that. I absolutely mean that. I was having a conversation with three grown adults about this the other day, and we were talking, and one of the gentlemen said, "You know, the best part about dating a woman who's closer to your age," and I said, "What's that?" And he said, "If you go, I don't really want to go out and do anything tonight," they always look at you and go, "Yeah, that would be great." You know what? There's something to that, right? You know what I mean? You're in your 50s. Some days it's great. You know, let's go get something to eat. Let's hang out. But I mean, you got someone in the 20s, they're looking at you like, come on, right? Let's go see the world. You're like, I did that. I did that, 2 decades ago. But I wanted to try. Yeah, I did that. I did that too. I did that last decade. I don't want to do that anymore. I kind of just want to sit on the couch and put my feet up. You know what I mean? I kind of just want to, put my feet up. That's usually the way it works. Tampa Bay. That's usually the way it works. Unless by some chance he happened to get out. Ben lost my first love. Is left me for a woman as well. How old am I? 27. Tough years, you know what I'm saying? You go hard like that, and it does take a toll. But yeah, 27. Highway miles. Feel me? City miles. 53 years of age. 53 years of age. Freedom from religion says, I was just assaulted in DC by a Scientologist I was auditing. He hit me and knocked my phone off my gimbal. I called Aaron right away in my YouTube channel. If you want to get the link up to that, everybody, so that we can get that out there. If we could get that up, everybody. Thank you so much for coming here and for thinking of us. I appreciate that. Everybody get that? And I hope you're okay. It's it can be frightening when people start taking swings at you, especially if you got things in front of you and you can't see. So I am hoping that that the gimbal did not catch you in the head or the phone, and that you're doing okay. Yeah, I'm a youngin', all right. Scientology sucks. I'm with you on that. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all of Scientology. I am yeah. The love is a pretty cool thing, people. There are a lot of people who don't believe that it exists anymore. And truthfully, if you're one of those people that honestly believes that there is no love and that love doesn't exist, I don't want to know you. Honestly, that's so sad. I just, get a little hope. Maybe just a little hope, right? A little hope is important. Love is real, man. It is. Love is real. It's a hell of a chemical, man. It really is. So stick around, get sober, right? Plant some roots, start laying down some goals, set some goals, and actually achieve them. How many times have I been in love? Well, certainly a couple that I can remember. Yeah, certainly a couple of them. All right, guess what I got right here? This, oh, she's getting heavier. That is a cat in a basket, right? Love is all you need. All you need is love. Ba, 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 right? All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. We'll see you. Calhounis, you want to pop up and say hello? You know what? I've been inviting Tampa B to my house every night for the past 6 weeks. She has not come once, has not stopped by once. I mean, granted, I may not have actually sent the email, but I've typed it out at least that many times. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm getting there. The next comes the part where you hit send. You know what I mean? It's I'm in like a four step plan, Calvin.
Take the leap.
Huh?
Take the leap. How's everyone doing? Good to see you guys.
All right. All right. Yeah. Well, people, we will see you on the next one, right? Probably be tomorrow morning, unless something really cool comes up. All right. Calhoun,
no, I have not been. I'm sorry about that. I've been so busy.
Yeah.
I should be up and moved in the next few days, though, so stay tuned.
You will be up tomorrow morning ready to go. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
There was a hashtag we love Spanx. Now you better live up to that.
Hey.
All right. It should be hashtags get out of bed Spanx. All right, everybody. I love you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.